Have the microphone on? Can you hear me? Hey, Jazz Fest fans, are you out there? Yeah, there you are. Wow, now we can hear you back here. Are you ready for a little R&R? Yeah, I am too. You know, these two have been together almost forever, what we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
In vitro, right?
Yeah, indeed, 64 years.
64 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Was it 64?
66, maybe.
Something, 64, 66 years.
60
We can't
something.
keep track anymore.
They can't keep track, so that tells you it's been a long time. Well, earlier today I did an interview with Rick, and I asked him about a story about Richard, and of course he couldn't come up with anything at the time. So he was tasked to come up with something tonight. So Richard, I think, jogged Rick's memory. Do we have a story?
Which is no easy task. To reach my memory, it's not easy.
Yeah, reaching and jogging.
Jogging.
You can't jog. Yeah,
It's
jogging
the
is
last
memory.
part of me that can be jogging. That's
Right.
actually.
Yeah, we don't jog anymore.
We don't jog anymore. Wait a minute.
Do you have a story?
I don't know if it's a story, but I was thinking we have this little tradition that we don't really do anymore because it actually got dangerous. But there's a thing that we did on stage. There's a song that we played from one of my records, a song called Who. And in the middle of the song, we kind of get into this little musical tiff, you could say. It's a little
testy.
a little snarky, and it's one of those things that, oh, this is fun, you know, we're kind of like going at each other, you know, and it gradually evolved where, you know, we'd actually be downright mean to each other during, like, we'd play and we'd be banging up against each other like they're like on the offensive line of the, you know, it just like pretty crazy. And eventually, I'm trying to think what you did to trigger it, but we usually finish and we shake hands, and then we finish on like, we just have this little musical sparring, and now we're gentlemen, we shake hands and we move on. So one night, I put my hand out
And I
to
go like
shake.
this, and I go like this, and walk away. And of course, then Richard leaves the stage in a huff, and the music is still playing, but he's off stage now. And I'm standing there, I'm going, please come, I'm trying to bring him back, and he would start throwing things from the side of the stage, whatever he could find. He'd throw at me. The audience would be like, they'd be like, is this real or what?
Yeah, that was the funny part is people didn't know, they couldn't tell if we were joking or if it was real. And every different venue that we would play was always an exploration. What can I find to throw on the stage at him? And sometimes it'd be a folding chair, and sometimes it'd be a basketball, and
Whatever.
all different things. And I'm trying to remember, one night I found something, and I think did it actually hit you or it hit something else, and it actually did damage to
It was
the
like,
stage.
it was a dangerous moment, and it was like, the funny part of it, I jumped out of the way, and of course we finished the show, but people would always come up to us after the show and go, were you guys like really fighting? It sounded like a real fight.
Yeah. I think after we did something that actually kind of damaged some equipment or something, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. It's time to grow up a little bit. So we haven't grown up at all, but we don't do that anymore.
No throwing things.
Well, you know what? You never know what's going to happen out on stage. Are you ready for R&R? Yeah! Well, they're going to be out very soon.